What up, Schmoedown rockers? Wow, apparently a lot of stuff happened this week for Schmoedown. Some kind of depressing us all, and maybe I should get that one out of the way first. Rip off the band-aid, so to speak. Secondly, and then we had 3 matches and also 3 cutscenes. One that's kind of got Action Army up in a roar. But honestly, I feel like it's those that really that made me go, really? Really? You didn't see it coming? Like, seriously? Seriously? We'll get to that later. Also, I need to just realize I forgot I had to get my nose pad fell off for these things. I'll get it later. Screw it. So, I hate when I blank. I'm sorry. Sorry. The whole thing is the big announcement. Also, I forgot to talk about the Star Trek match. Not too much to say. Apparently, Ethan Irwin won that thing. Sorry, spoilers for non-patrons, but sorry, just should have said that ahead of time. But Smets, he probably could have won it, or in fact, there's could have been a possibility he could have brought it to sudden death. The way this match was going, I think his only mistake that I can think of was really in round 1. Just one question. But it's better again to have those exhibitions. So good on the Smasher for doing as well as he did. Hell, it's even more impressive than what happened in the MCU matchup. So, because it was only one question. I mean, he even screwed up on one question beforehand, but he proved he can still hang when it comes to. Because I don't think he messed around. It's been a while since I've seen the match. I've seen it when it came out on the $10 tier. So, yeah. Hell yeah. It was good. Also, one of the only times you'll ever get to see Jason Inman in a match this year. And kind of weirdly funny, especially with him and that calendar thing at the post-cred thing. And all sorts of fun. So, if you just at least get a $1. To be honest, because at least by the $1 tier, you'll still be able to find. At this point now, you'll finally get to see it. So, but though, if you want to see it early, like me, $10 doesn't hurt. Now, it also doesn't hurt to have it, just in case you need to see certain other things early, in terms of streaming. So, that always helps. But anyways, also Whitney Seibold wasn't too bad, but I didn't expect him to last as long as, Inman, Smasher, yet alone. And even Irwin, though, slightly surprising with that. And he needed to win in some sense, I guess, this year. Poor man. Aside from, the teams match win, which was nice. So, anyway, hopefully he'll have a good run again like he did last year. But unless Haley can pull an upset, we'll see what happens in the tournament since the brackets were announced. And apparently we're getting Paul Preston and Dylan Harris again. Like, what the heck? Maybe this time Preston will win. If not, then poor you, I guess. You just can't beat Dylan Harris for some reason. He's like your kryptonite. We'll see what happens, Preston. But we'll see what happens when that match happens. Hopefully they save that one for last. It's better they do that so you have some breathing room. But anyway, the big announcement is the Shire Wolves. Apparently, as we most of us had figured upon this announcement thing, yeah, they announced the retirement. However, they wanted to do it one step better than what Sam Levine did. And that's at least saying we have that our match we're going to have with Corruption is still on. We're going to have that be our match. We're still going to do that match. Win or lose, we will retire that match. If win, clearly they're vacating the titles, which the R&B did a post scene, but that's mostly just to kind of hype up the family and do his thing as sort of commissioner-ish for at least the tournaments, for at least the Ultimate Schmoedown tournaments, which would extend him till the end of the season. His decision to do that made sense, and apparently he's extended in terms of being Emma and Sam's boss. Though I don't know if Sam. I wonder if they're going to do a cutscene for Sam because he thinks it's a month. I wonder how he's going to handle the next final weeks of the month, or if he found out about the announcement and then decided to add a few extra dates. I don't know how they're going to handle that with Sam Levine, if they're going to do storyline thing with that. But we'll see. The matches we did get. One is going to lead into one of other particular cutscene, and an official answer we kind of did need, since Inman himself was not coming back. We'll get to that in a minute. And holy crap, not surprised. Like the doubleheader match we got for both an Intergeekdom and teams match. I like how they say doubleheader and not undercard main event, because technically that Intergeekdom match definitely didn't feel like an undercard match. So compared to the last match Emily Rose Jacobson did, which despite winning that, it wasn't much of a win that was triumphant. So she at least did really good and did better than most in the matches that he needed to be in. So personally, I loved what we did with this match. I liked this match. I wasn't surprised with both matches there in the doubleheader from Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Yes, I'm not surprised by either of those, but I did expect them to be close. I at least got that as well, in a good way. So, and that was, she at least put up enough of a fight to at least tie it with Brandon Hanna to force him to at least answer one of his questions, particularly his two-pointer. And of course he did his thing and marked it down. He was kind of sort of heelish, but not quite heelish necessarily. Or at least he doesn't act like he's quite heelish, and that's fine. And it sort of becomes clear, I guess, with him doing what I expected. Action Army didn't, though it made for one hell of a reaction from C2A, as in C2A, not D2A. Let's not get that confused. D2A is dedicated to art. C2A is call to action. Let's all get that clear. Now, C2A, yeah, or at least most of the boys, James saw it coming a little bit, at least. I give you that, man. I'll give you that, Spence. But Denuzio and Belford, come on. Especially Belford. I mean, you've been pining for those gold stars. This is one of those moments you could have, but you didn't. It's on you. So, I liked the match. I mean, I know they at least did, but then they kind of, I guess they got so enraged they kind of didn't even care about the match that wound up happening and following that because of that cutscene. Roka basically saying what we all know. They need a fifth competitor if they're going to hold the 5, because let's face it, Dagnino's not a competitor, he's a manager. But it technically counts as, I guess, a fifth member, just to kind of allow the 5 to kind of count until they have a legitimate fifth competitor member. And I kind of figured it was going to happen the moment the fact that Inman wasn't coming back, and they still needed an IG player to join, and a Binman having joined. It was only a matter of time before he got his then errand boy to join up. And at least he was able to wait until he made a good enough name for himself in his 2 match wins, given surviving a 4-way and, of course, beating Emily Rose Jacobson, which aren't too much of anything, since Emily Rose Jacobson come off a win that wasn't really much of a match. And, it made his 4-way match seem more impressive. So, but I wasn't surprised, because Hanna is more involved in IG, and, well, he's fresh off of being a part of fan leagues, just like Oyama was. So I kind of figured Hanna was gonna try to pull something, and might be the only other person outside of maybe at this point. And it sucks because it also means IG, speaking of IG, with Rachel's situation, the Crusher Cushing situation, meaning that our last match we got for IG from her was at the San Diego live event. So we're not going to, there's no Cushing versus them 4, and there's not going to be an unfortunate, as I think some of us fans would have liked, given Morrow's return at San Diego live event, a match between them 2. We'll also get to Morrow in a second. So, or a few seconds or minutes. But yes, that match was signed. Him and joining Horseman doesn't surprise me at all. Apparently finally get our first taste of Shazam there, of what is apparently Team Shazam, or at least what we originally referred to as Team Free For All, in Brendan the Kid Meyer, and that whole breakup of critical acclaim that led to Brendan the Kid Meyer, and which was not a surprise, them teaming up. Also slightly not so surprising, but also given what Whitney Seibel was planning on doing, which was essentially reuniting the Self-Righteous Brothers. We've yet to see them come back again, if that's even going to happen. They announced it, but nothing has come of it yet, it seems. And I don't think we're going to know for sure until the next team tournament, which is even more ironic, because that's technically the last time we've seen them. And that was a good match that they were in. So, and not much of a terrible loss, so at least they can still come back from it. Fingers crossed. But we don't know what the team tournament's bracket is. We just know the singles at this point, or at least at the point of this recording. So, and most of the ones have already been for that singles tournament have already been announced, especially given Brendan the Kid Meyer versus Whitney Seibold. So that's what we'll see how that goes, and what Whitney will say through that on what was going to happen with Self-Righteous Brothers, if maybe he'll use that as an excuse for them and Shazam. If that's the case, yikes, you should have waited. You should have waited at least till round 2 or semifinals for that to happen. So, but yes, if they do it that way, then Shazam may be screwed out of any chance. But given Self-Righteous Brothers, it's pretty tight. So we'll see. But yeah, they did fairly well. But you know, Scream Queen's jumping off of a loss against Odd Couple and for a #1 contendership. So this was a chance for them to still prove they could be up higher tier. And Haley Fouch has just not been doing as well as she deserves to. She's having a bit of a slump in a Brianne Chandler kind of way that bums me out too, because she's a good player. She was a good player, and so is Haley Fouch. She deserves some love. It's also just her partner she's got, and I don't know if maybe down the line we might get to see Crazy 80 Greats again. That was actually, despite losing to Who's the Boss, that still seemed like a good team. You know, it gave Who's the Boss the push they needed to be the team they needed to be, and have been throughout that tournament from last year. It's a shame they haven't been able to prove that lately since. It seems they've been in a slump too. Hopefully they've managed to get out of it a little bit, just a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see how the tournament goes for them. As far as I'm concerned with the matches, other matches, yes, Shazam was good. I liked it. Was good. Not too surprising, unfortunately, a TKO, but that's because the 2 3-pointers just didn't work out in their favors at all, more so or less. I mean, it was also more the fact that what killed them a lot more than most is just, I forgot the other player's name on Scream Queens. Forgive me. I don't see you as often as I do Haley Fouch, so that's on me, not you guys. So, but yeah, she just has her ups and downs, and when it comes to just the first round thing, which does hurt them and keep them from being the high tier they need to be. She needs to do some studying herself. Haley, at least we know she's good. She's good because even of her day job, so she's at least able to retain and do what she needs to do. It's just, I don't know if Scream Queens is going to go any further at this point. What are they going to be able to do? They deserve to be up there, but I don't know what they could do. Or at least it just sucks for them. I mean, it's just the luck of the draw. They were able to hold their own as much as they could, at least to keep them from being out of knockout range, but they just couldn't not get TKO'd because of just the pure unfortunate luck, the rotten luck they had with the round 3 questions they were given for their 2 and their 3-pointers. And I guess Shazam is trying to be nice, but they're kind of heelish. Or at least they're more tweener, have more face with heel tendencies. kind of a tweener type thing. Or at least more so on Bib's end than really Kid. He's just kind of going on with it. Even though technically he does have a heelish thing, and the fact that he may as well have kind of sort of broken up critically acclaimed. So I don't know, but inadvertently or unintentionally. But anyways, I don't like the Kid. He'll go far sometime. Other than that, then we have the match that kind of is basically put. I mean, he's in the groove. Good on him, and it finally paid off here. It's just I don't know how he got that unlucky. Diamond David Del Rio, but it seems he went on decline after his win against Whitney Seibold. So which is unfortunate for David Del Rio. Which is partially why I don't understand why Whitney Seibold's in the tournament, other than the fact that, you know, he knew how to suck up to R&B because he's a 0-1, but which makes me wonder if Self-Righteous Brothers might be joining in the family, so to speak, as a faction, which would be interesting. But anyway, if they did do that would be interesting, and it would sort of make sense, given Whitney's, even though it was really the other way around. But I could see how the logic would still work for Guy. But, I mean, whatever. It could pull it off for that, I guess. They need a manager since the one guy that was their manager is now on WWE. So, doing announcement stuff and other interview stuff, I guess. Good for him. Johnny something. I'm sorry. I'm blanking. But anyway. That match was fine with Paul Preston, and he finally won it. And honestly, given once we found out, wait, David Del Rio is not going to even be in the tournament at all, regardless of whether he wins or loses. Fine, Preston's got it in the bag. At least we know Preston's going to bother to try to get in there, and if he doesn't win, then it's just going to depress us a little bit. I mean, given how long we've had it, and he's still not in the tournament, he finally made it. But now he has to face Lon Harris again. It's like, what the heck? So, good luck, dude, with that. Hopefully, you learned your lesson on the last one, and hopefully that's not the first thing we see in the tournament. Hopefully not. But anyway, I'm looking. Other than that, the tournament looks solid. Now, the more interesting ones are who's going to face Janine the Machine, and who is the other person, I guess, that's waiting on to see who of. I guess whoever is, I don't know whoever is going to lose the three-way is going to face whoever, and I guess the person that loses in the Snyder versus whoever match is going to wind up facing whoever is either Janine or whoever the other person is how they're probably planning that out. That's my guess. Because it'll depend on what seat they're in, I guess. I don't know. And however Robert Meyer Burnett feels at this point. So, other than that, there was, aside from the already cutscene I already told you about, first one, the second one, apparently, Mar ain't giving up, or at least he was trying to come up with an idea of how to get at, to once again try to make Dagnino's life miserable, which he'll never try to stop, even though he already made our life and his miserable on top of it. With that match they had, which I already knew wasn't going to be bad, so at least I expected it, which is different from what I had expected from the IG match with Winston Marshall and Emily Rose Jacobson, which was yikes, but at least they put up something more of a fight than whatever the hell we got out of fucking... Even Dagnino's like, nah, I'm even upset, because I did better than this before against Makuga. Yeah, that says something, But yeah, overall... This week's was, at least as far as things that were happening, were interesting, even if certain matches were whatever. Plus, you could tell he's already run out of ideas for entrances, poor Preston, but, But we'll never get tired of that Third Eye Blind song. We never get tired of Semi-Charmed Life. Anyway, but, yeah. Overall, I enjoyed this match. I enjoyed this week's matches. as much as possible. It's going to be tough for me to probably condense all the matches, yet alone the Shirewolves announcement, into one title. Especially trying to say Schmoedown rocks. So we'll see how that goes as well. And figuring out a thumbnail. So there's that too. Alright. And, figuring out how to size it right. So there's that. Anyways, what did you guys think of the matches? Leave a comment below, let me know. And if I missed anything or any screw-ups, it's fine. Just be nice about it. Which I know is a lot harder to ask for YouTube, for people in a YouTube comment section, but, just saying. Be nice. A Smasher ain't taking it in the dungeon, then I won't take it from my YouTube comment section. We'll leave it at that. So, more details if you are part of the dungeon. Speaking of that, apparently I might have convinced the band's getting back together, or the newer band-ish, or kind of, sort of. We're still figuring out if it's the same old band plus the newer band is coming together. They've never confirmed anything on those. I don't know if we're all going to just bleed into two things and just... All I know is the one that might have more original material is going to be the dungeon. Pretty much named it after boys faction and stuff. And also, technically, it's the basement we're playing in / dungeon that looks like it may as well be a dungeon. So, there's that. It makes sense. Plus, and they liked it. They were like, God damn it! It makes sense. It works. It was kind of heavy metal, but still good enough to hard rock, and maybe do acoustic-y sort of Days of the Newish kind of a thing. Or basically any, or at least the good Jars of Fly EP kind of Alice in Chainsy thing. Which is essentially the same thing as Days of the New. But anyway, if I'm lucky, unfortunately, it's going to come off a little butt rocky. But hopefully we can be smart butt rock, like what Tool was in the early days, or certain aspects of balancing humor out and seriously stuff in a way that's more closer to like a Faith No More and what Tool did and what System of Down did, and hopefully we can do that. Hopefully, type of thing. Hopefully we can pull that off. I mean, I'm not talking sound so much as lyrical content, but we'll see what happens with that. Just, anyways, what did you think? Once again, leave a comment below. Let me know. Rock that like button if you like this video, with thrust if you must, as well as hit that notification bell so you can get all notifications for my videos. Or just so you can see them, since algorithm stuff is. And also, link in the description below. Hopefully, it'll lead you to my Facebook page. If not, let me know. It'd be nice to know so I can fix it, because I'm hoping it still does it anyway. But as always, guys, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rocking. If you smell what the movie Trivia Schmoedown and Schmoedown Rocks is cooking.